Hello traders, how you doing? This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks, and this is Sunday, January 25th, 2025, and I want to welcome you to this weekend edition of Charts and Targets with Hit and Run Candlesticks and Road to Wealth, okay? Hey, I've got a lot of things to cover. I've got some charts to look at. I want to talk with you about something very, very special coming up. Before we get started, I do want to remind everybody that we are live to the public at 8:30 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, and we would love to have you. You can log in through YouTube, Facebook, or X, okay? So I hope to see you then. All right, let's get started a little bit, and then I would like to invite you to a few things. Here's some charts we're going to look at. LAC, Tesla, CLSX, Irene, USAR, Netflix, and Apple, okay? Let's take a peek. First, let's start with the overall market. And if you look at the SPY here, you know, we're under that downtrend line. We're over the uptrend line. To me, everything looks, we're still bullish as far as I'm concerned. Choppy here, and the bulls certainly do need to break out to get us going right here. And if you take a look, there's quite the difference between the daily chart and say the weekly chart. Weekly chart looks choppy, a little rough around the edges. But if you take a look at that weekly chart, man, that's a great looking weekly chart, and we're bouncing right off our trend indicator here. Now, we do need to break out, okay? We do need to do that to keep this, what I would call momentum, uptrend momentum going. Let's take a look at the Qs. And if you look at the Qs, you can see that we're trying to break out. They're trying. They tried over here. They had to take a little breather. They came right back down. And now they're trying to get up again. Once again, the daily chart is a bit choppy and a little bit rough around the edges. Take a look at the weekly chart. Very nice chart. Very, very nice chart. RSP. Take a look at RSP here. Weekly chart looks fantastic. Daily chart, daily chart's not too bad. Maybe, you know, giving us some candles up here that might cause a little bit of consolidation, a little, you know, get a little rough around the edges, but the overall picture remains bullish. What this is to me, it's a market of timing, and that is what we're good at Hit and Run Candlesticks, okay? Timing. Now, let's take a look at SMH. There we go. There's the daily chart. We're moving up nice, maybe a little rough the last couple of days. Once again, look at that weekly chart. Overall, the bigger picture, the market is doing pretty darn good. IYT, a little rough around the edges, isn't it? Yeah, kind of looks that way. Well, here we are up, and all we're doing here, what this is just a consolidation box. That's all it is. Take a peek at the weekly. Look at that weekly chart. Absolutely beautiful, okay? Here's a chart that I know a lot of people following the mags. I do too, and you should, okay? Let's take the mags here. Look at that daily chart. Oh my gosh, you know, not that good at all. Now we're trying to come back here. We really are. But this whole move, this whole, you know, price action through here is horrible. Well, let's move it out a little bit. Let's take some of the chop out of it and go to that weekly chart. Look at that. Weekly chart, we are down. We've got a high, and we do have a higher low, and here we've moved down. But look where we're bouncing off of. Right at, what is that, November? Yeah, the mid to late November lows right here. We came right down there, and look at those bulls trying to come in. So now, you know, we still need that follow through. Here's the daily. We still need that follow through. And I suspect what might happen, and let's talk in a very bullish sense, is you have this low to a high. We're going to need to see a higher low, and we're going to need to see a higher high. Now, I can't say that this is going to be the high before we make a higher low. It's looking that way, though, where we see a high, we pull back a little bit, and then we start moving up. We might want to put a downtrend line on this right there. That's a lot of room to move up. And just because we come up to a downtrend line does not mean we fail, okay? Does not mean we fail. So let's keep an eye on some of these. And Well, let's just watch them. There's no doubt that this is a stock picker's market. But more than that, it's the timing, okay? Timing is important when we're looking at some charts. All right, let's take a look at some charts. We'll take a look at 2 charts, and then please bear with me. I would like to invite you to something that's very, very special coming up, okay? So let's take a look at LAC. Look at LAC. Now, I think LAC has a huge amount of upside here. Here we've bounced off the dotted deuce. We've rallied up. We've consolidated. And it looks like we popped up on Friday here. Now, I think there's a huge amount of upside. The stock is not going to go straight up, okay? It's going to do what charts do. It's going to go up and back, up and back. So the important thing is to have a plan put together for your entries. What setups do you like for your entries? If you have trouble with that, well, join us coming up here February 2nd and 3rd, okay? And I'll help you with that. We'll talk about that a lot, in fact. So watch for that entry, that rest. In this case, I would like to see a little bit of a pullback. And then I have targets up here, all the way up here to the recent highs of $10.50 up here. And that's a huge amount. Man, that's 55% up there. So lots of room in that. All right, let's look at Tesla. Tesla may be setting up bullish here, okay? Now, I know there's going to be an awful lot of people, awful lot of traders. Look at this right here. Let's make this yellow. You're going to come up here and you're going to say, oh, wait, here's a shoulder, and here's a head, and there's a shoulder up here. And you would not be wrong. You would be correct. But thank goodness stocks break out of head and shoulders. Otherwise, that stock would never, ever get to a new high, would it? So recognize that there is the possibility of a bearish setup coming up when we hit the head and shoulders. But a head and shoulders does not guarantee that we're going to turn out bearish. But recognize it's there. So here's what I'm going to look at Tesla. I'm looking for this low to a high, which we have achieved. Then I'm going to look for a higher low. And then I'm going to look for buyers to come in and take us out of wherever the high is, right there. And then I will look to trade that on the way up, manage price action, manage the trade. Now, between you and me, I'm going to be trading TSLL. There it is, TSLL. This is what I'm going to be trading right here, and I'll be watching it very closely. And of course, as always, I will announce the buys and sells in the trading room to the members and the trading app. All right. I would like to talk now about something very, very special coming up. Bear with me. We have more charts to look at, okay? February 2nd and 3rd, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. all day. Both days, we are going to have a complete trade with the Road to Wealth, learn about the Road to Wealth account. We're going to look at charts. We're going to look at what the Road to Wealth likes to buy, what it doesn't like to buy. And if you're wondering what the Road to Wealth account is, well, first of all, I want to tell you that we are very transparent. We're an open book, okay? And we know that trust is important. And we will be sharing the progress of the Road to Wealth account. And we want you to hear the numbers. I can't share the numbers here because YouTube doesn't like me to put those kind of numbers here. So please join us in the room. It's free, completely free. There's a link for registration, and registration is a must. It is required. There's a link in the YouTube video just below. There'll be a link in our social media, Facebook, X. You'll be able to find it there. And like I say, I can't give details because YouTube does not like that. Again, we are an open book. We're very clear. We're very transparent about the Road to Wealth account. It's real money. It's a real account with real trades. And we back it up with, we believe that transparency is very, very important. And this is why we share our statements online to the public, free to everybody to go look at. And then as a third party backup, we use Trader View. That's TraderVue, TraderVue, as our third-party proof and transparency, and we share that as well. So please come on over. While you're there for the 2 days, we're going to be giving away one-on-one private coaching. We're going to be giving away monthly memberships. We're going to be giving away free ebooks, free trading courses in the 2 days of the Inside to Road to Wealth trading. Again, this is February 2nd and 3rd. It starts at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and it will go to 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you register, okay? We'd love to have you there. All right. Thank you. And now let's look at some more charts. Let's look at CLSK. CLSK. Here's a nice chart coming up. We've put in this, we've had a very nice downtrend. We popped, we rallied, we popped, and here we're starting to come up again. Prices above the T-line, T-line's above the trend indicator. We're coming off the 200 period moving average. This is looking really good. I see the first target up here at approximately 1650, and it's going to need to break through there. That'll be important. And then the next target up here around 19 and some change. And then up here around 20, maybe $21. We'll be watching for those entries. This is a very typical road to wealth type buy, and this is how we grow our account. Again, please join us. Join us in the 2 days. You'll find all the details about the Road to Wealth account. You'll also find out the extreme hefty goal I have set for myself over the next few years, okay? So please join us and you'll see that. The next chart that we're going to look at is Irene. Irene, man, this thing is hot. And Irene, there we go. Irene is hot, and I think it still has a huge amount of upside. A beautiful consolidation here. Nice 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap breakout's what this is. Next target up here around $60, 66. Yeah, 66. And then up here, $71 up here. And it can go higher, all right? Irene, look at that beautiful, beautiful cup being made right there. Very nice chart. Let's peek at the weekly for fun. Take a look at that weekly. Very nice. The next chart I'm going to look at is Netflix. Now, Netflix, I have talked about Netflix for, I don't know, 3-4 weeks maybe. I've told people that, look, I'm looking to buy Netflix. I'm going to buy it. And this is not going to be, while I may buy this and trade it, this is going to be a little bit of a longer hold for me. And Netflix, we did buy it. We did buy it right here. Then yesterday, so we bought it 3 days ago. Then I guess Friday, nice little inside day. And then Friday here we popped up a little bit. So I'm looking for Netflix to move up much higher. Netflix is a champion stock in my opinion. It's what we call a champion stock. And I absolutely believe Netflix can come right back up to where its highs were at 135. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but I believe it can do that, and that's why I'm looking at it here. Now, this is the longer term trade. I will and probably will trade this with a different position in and out of it when the time comes. But for a longer trade, this is what I'm looking at. All right. Here's one that I'm looking at longer term as well, and that's good old Apple. I'm starting to shop for Apple. Now, Apple may go down lower. I just said I'm starting to shop for it. That's all. I'm starting to watch for it. And Apple, that's another champion stock. So Apple could easily get back up here to that 285, 290 area. So I'm going to watch for that entry here. May be here. It might be in this area. It might be down here. Let's wait and see when we get that buy signal, when the time is right, okay? Hang with me. Follow us on social media. Check out the YouTube, the Facebook, the X account, okay? Check us out there. Please, please remember that we are live here publicly at 8:30 in the morning. You can log in through YouTube, X, or Facebook. I prefer YouTube. I think it's a little more easier to log into, I think. And remember, mark your calendars, February 2nd and 3rd. We start at 8:30 in the morning. This is going to be really, really, really a good 2 days in the live trading room, okay? Giving away lots of good, cool stuff, memberships and ebooks and stuff. And most importantly, you will learn. After 2 days, you will learn. I will go out of my way to do whatever I can to teach you how I trade the Road to Wealth account and the hefty numbers I have set for myself on this, and how we've already crushed it for the year, okay? You guys take care. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. Leave us some comments, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30, right here, okay? Thanks a lot. Take care.